G'day everyone, Rach here from Book Piles is where I'm going to put this video. Even though I have not run this channel for the most part of the year, I wanted to do a end of year follow-up for my reading journal because it was one of my most watched videos. I think it sits, I don't know the exact number, but it's over 1,500,000, no, only 1,500 views, but for me that's a lot. And people like looking at reading journal videos. There's always a whole load to choose from. So I thought that I would follow up how I have used this based on how the year panned out for me, and part of that leads into why I stopped recording, and it's all follows through in here. So we'll go through it, and then I am at this point undecided whether I will show the 2025 version in here on Book Piles, or whether I will show it on one of my other channels. Because there's a little part of me is like, do I get back into doing book journals, or is book reviews and things, or is it just too much? And that's probably what I'm favouring, is it's just too much. This might be it. And then you might stumble upon a video on another channel that goes, oh, hang on a minute, that's that Book Piles journal, and it probably will be. We'll see. I'm not sure how I will play doing that, but for now we're going to look at the 2024 journal. So it's comprised of various Happy Planner parts. This was a Happy Notes at some point. I would really love Happy Planner to update some book themed stuff that isn't overly florally. I know last year, or was it this year? Somewhere along the line they did a Bridgerton book box, but it was just too florally for me. I just don't do florals, so I didn't buy it, even though I did enjoy the Bridgerton series. So, but I would just like this to be a bit more updated, but you know, I'm happy that it's discs and it gives me the flexibility to move things around. So the first thing that I did actually do as well this year was create a bookmark, and I put a year in pixels on the back, and I have basically filled this in consistently. So there's actually a 6-week period from the middle of August, it's actually almost 2 months where I didn't read, and then there is April was pretty quiet, and then May was quiet because that's when a whole lot of stuff went down. But I have really enjoyed this, and you'll see there's a second version of this, so this is something I will do again. This was my 2024 cover, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing it, and it's going to be useful. You'll see in the back where I've got my archive section, it'll separate the 2024 stuff from the 2023 stuff and all of that sort of thing. So this is the other page that I have consistently filled in, and I've been doing a form of this for a few years now, which is why I think it's easy for me to fill it in. I just number what the number of the book is that I've read, title, author, whether I've owned it, whether I got it from the library, is it a physical book or an ebook, and then the genres I normally read in. So contemporary fiction, contemporary romance, historical romance, contemporary fiction, historical fiction, non-fiction, and other. And then did I DNF anything, which so far is no. The dates that I read the book and the star ratings, except for non-fiction books. I didn't rate non-fiction books. So I've done really well keeping up with that, other than I did not rule up this side. So this is again another copy of, this is a replica. And I will keep this in the archive because I have a plan for this version. I have not printed off any covers. I do like the whole idea, but the whole faff of finding all the covers, saving them to your computer, shifting them into a program, and then printing them off in an acceptable quality, just I don't know. So I have not done that. What I have got this year, however, let me see if I can find a quick photo. I just need to hide that page. Actually, is there a better option? There is, if I can find it. There we go. I did, and it actually is a picture of the thing, get myself one of these mini printers. So I might look at what the options are of trying to do something in this. There was a sale on when I bought this, and I did manage to get quite a few photo pages. So I'm not going to go back and do 2024. I will either cover that up and reuse that page, or whatever, I don't know. So didn't do anything. Tracking wise, I've really pretty much discovered that all I'm interested in is this, which gives me a good snapshot of how much I read and in what genre, and my list here, which tells me the actual books that I've read. So this doesn't tell me the books, and it's obviously harder to figure out the spread of reading. You'd have to study the dates basically. So these two work quite nicely together. This all fell off when things happened in the background, so it was interesting to see initially the difference between physical books and ebooks. I did include audio, but I have still never listened to an audiobook because I'm not convinced it would be enjoyable for me, and I haven't borrowed anything from the library. And then this was for length, and again, it just fell away. I remember just sticking these in, and I'm sure I said something along the lines of, it's probably overkill because of all these other things, but I'll just keep them in there. I might transfer them or I might not. I haven't decided yet. I did like this page until I stopped doing it, obviously, which was earlier this year. Just looking at totals and things like that. But I have not kept up with it. And again, I just don't think I need all these stats. It's fine. It's the same with this. This was, what days did I read, which is basically this. So I don't need to do that again. My goals. I am doing good on the number of books I've read. I'm actually at 62, and I had set it at 60. And it is the end of November, so there will be some more books along the lines. The rest of this has been pretty much I'm not going to say it's a fail because I haven't filled things in. I do not think... I do think I have not read many historical romances that I owned prior to 2024 starting. I think all the historicals I've read I actually brought. Like, I think this first one, this Wendy Vella, I must have brought late 23. I then went on to read the complete 7-book series, but I didn't buy those books until 2024. So they can't technically, judging by or going by my rules on this page, go on here. I don't think I've read any older historical romances. They were all brought after that. The Stuff Your Kindle books, I probably could fill that in actually. I've probably read 6 Stuff Your Kindle books, but I don't think I've got a way of figuring that out. And Free Choice, pretty much everything has been a mood read other than the first couple of months. So I could fill that in with anything. I have not read any Lucinda Riley backlist, and I didn't read a Philippa Gregory, and I probably won't now. My plan is Christmas romances till Christmas, and then I generally take a week off. I don't tend to read so that I'm all excited about like the new books and stuff, because I'll be buying myself books for Christmas, and which one I'm going to start on the 1st of January and all that malarkey. So I'm probably not going to include Philippa Gregory in that list of books. And I didn't take part in any readathons, unfortunately, because I do enjoy them. Anticipated releases, I ended up not using this page until today. I have one book in a series left to go, and it's not due out till February, so I have written that down. This was it's not a failure, but I have not done any of it. I do, however, own the Lucy Score book now, and I'm not sure if I own the Catherine Centre book. I can probably... No, I'm just going to waste time. I don't know. So, but I do know that when I looked up all of these books from what was suggested when I asked this question, these were all things that I would have been interested in reading. So who knows, I might go back and read them. I don't think I'll keep this page in my 2025, however. I did enjoy this while I did it, the trope bingo, but I do think, I don't know, I obviously, I didn't keep up with it, and then when I got back into reading, I just didn't do it again. But I do think I might redo it for next year, as well as book bingo. And my plan was to do the photos, so a 3-page spread, the photos for the tropes over this side, photos for the books over this side. And I have some sticky notes, like I had, I wasn't going to double up if I could get away with it. So I had some options here for books for various, various prompts, but they were already on the thing, so I wasn't at this point going to add them. Did I read that? Why did I put that in there? I don't know if I read that this year. Just non-fiction. I have got some non-fiction books. That's interesting. But I did read it this year. Okay. So I can put that one in as well. Okay, let me just tick that off and I'll come back and fill that in later. Anyway, so I think I will do an option for this. I did find when I was looking at this over the last few days to see if I could fill any in, I almost feel like some of these are a bit too broad. And I need to dial it back. And I could cheat and change one, because I did read the most bonkers book ever, a paranormal romance, and I feel like I should date this page as 2025 and keep it, and change one to paranormal, because it was just bonkers. But it had caught my attention. I thought, well, let's give it a go. Thankfully, it was only a short, and I read it in one sitting, and I was like, jeez. Anyway, I'm just not into those. Series tracker, I haven't filled it in. I did finish the first Wendy Vela series that I read. I'm part way through another one, but I haven't read that because it's a historical romance. I haven't read a historical romance since March or April. So I need to get those 3 books finished. I think I own them. I just haven't read them yet. And then I came across another author late this month or last month, Juliet N. Banks, and I have read one full series of hers, and the book on the anticipated list is the last of another series of hers that I have read. So I could add some more to this, but I'm obviously not that bothered. I don't know. Okay, where are we going to next? It was just a filler page for some reason. I didn't fill this in, and because I haven't dated it, I will probably just transfer it to next year's journal. My top 5 at the end of 2023 has not changed, actually. I do not think I've read anything this year that knocks any of these off the list, so I'll probably just shift this page over as well, and then there's just some book blurb about that. This whole monthly section ended up, it's actually quite thick because of what I was doing. So initially I was doing, when I stopped and started books, but again, that replicates the tracker at the front, so I'm probably not going to carry that forward. And initially I did have a TBR and also what I added to it. And then I just was actually doing book blurbs using my fountain pen ink. And I was doing this because I am attempting to write a romance. I was writing the blurbs out as basically practice learning blurbs. So it was interesting, but I don't need this many in my reading journal, so I probably won't carry this through next year. So I think I got as far as August with these. I've got an August one there, and I don't think there's anything else. And then I stopped doing them for some reason. My book list section has actually been really good. I just come through and tick off. So most of this is what's on my Kindle, which is slightly easier to find than scrolling through the Kindle. And then as I participated in, or took advantage of, Stuff Your Kindle Days, I just added those books to the list, just tick them off as I read them. Then I started recording books that I had purchased. Again, easier to find on this list than scrolling through the Kindle trying to find, did I buy that book or not? But I learned very quickly that actually Amazon tells you whether you've bought this book or not already, so that was helpful. But you see, I've read quite a few off this page. The only physical collection I have is my historical romances. So yeah, I've got to add to them because I got some more at the book fair this year. And then we just book lists. My Kindle haul for this year is running at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 pages so far. But in my defense, I did take advantage of a lot of the Stuff Your Kindle type days. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I have just separated into a separate list all my Christmas books so I can find them. These are all the ones I've got on my Kindle. And I have also done the same for my non-fiction writing books. Again, just easier to find than scrolling through. I find the author's name and then I can go search by author on the Kindle and find the book. So I like this section. I've got a few things I want to tweak with that. In my authors section, I've done very little. I think this is the only page I've added into it, and I didn't even make it pretty. So I've just written out the series. Oh, people are here. I need to finish up. Written out the series that I was reading, and that's about it. The rest of it I've done nothing with. I still want to do something with the author section. And then my archive at the back is just last year's reading log, and my sort of goals page, which is kind of basically the stuff that I will keep from this year as well. I never had a cover page. Maybe I could make a cover page. No. So that is where we are at with this reading journal at the moment. There is still a few more books to read, so I don't know what my final total yet is, but I'm going to start making pages, shifting things around for next year, and I will share that when I have done it. As I say, it will either be here or it will be on my planning channel. I haven't decided yet, but I can always let you know. Okay, thanks everyone. I will catch you maybe in another video soon on this channel or elsewhere if you follow me elsewhere. Thanks, bye for now.